How's everybody doing tonight? It's day 10 of the Heat Bayonet. Am I saying that right? Bayonet. So where did we leave off yesterday? Panel 69, piece 341. Hold on a second. That scoreboard is like a little bit off. Let me try to fix that. All right. Now it's off a little bit different way. Hold on. It's just going to annoy me if I don't fix it. The scoreboard was like a little low, and now it's a little to the right. Let me try that again. Now it's apparently off in both ways. All right, let me try this one more time. All right, last attempt at getting this fixed. All right, I think it's the scoreboard's good now. All right. So the scoreboard says 341. Wow, okay, only 200 pieces left. Yeah, there's not that many pieces left. Hold on a second. Camera 2 is whack. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can fix camera 2. All right. How does this happen? What makes these cameras like stop and start working? I mean, it worked yesterday. I unplugged the power, but I don't unplug the HDMI cable, so I don't know why that would be messed up. Anyway, that's looking good now. Might as well check camera 3 and camera 4. Yeah, okay, I guess everything's looking good. Camera 4 seems a little like, I don't know. I think the angle's usually a little different. Usually a little more like downward facing. We were doing something yesterday with these video games, and we changed camera 4 a little bit. So I'm trying to put it back. All right, that looks good. That actually looks, I think, very good. All right. So a lot of the pieces are these like bullet pieces. And then you can see what we got left here. It's not really that much. And you can see what we got built here, and it's also not really that much. I guess this is just, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this build. I'm going to reserve judgment until it's fully complete. Maybe we're going to be pleasantly surprised. Anyway, 69. Okay, so that's 69. So 70. 70 has 7 pieces. So that's going to bring us to 348. And those 7 pieces are basically there's 6 of what are we calling those 2/3, 1/3 pieces. All right, no, that's not the right one. Okay, 2, 4, 6. At some point we're going to run out of these pieces. And then they want a piece. So there's the 6 pieces, and then the 7th piece should be 13 holes. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 12. Is that 12 or 13? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Yeah. All right. So there's our 7 pieces. So we're just going to stick them all through. All from the same side, I believe. So if we pick this up like this, we're going to put this piece in the 3rd hole from this side. And then what's the pattern? Skip 1. Skip 1, and then fill 2 in a row. Okay. And then skip 1. Okay, something's messed up. We started off wrong. This was supposed to go in the third hole, and we put it in the second hole. So everything else is messed up. Let's turn around and see if it's easier to fix it if we spin it around. No, we can't because they want them put in from this end. So gotta basically redo all these. Wow. It's very common for me to mess up the first piece of the night. I wish I could shake that habit. I feel like I'm reinforcing it by mentioning it, but I mean, it's just the truth. It's like, if I'm going to mess up a piece, it's most likely to be the first piece of the night. Probably need to like do some sort of warm up or something to avoid that. Wasn't there a Skippy 2 in here somewhere? All right, let's just do it again. 1, 2, 3, skip 1, 1, skip 1, 2. All right, and then it's a skip 1, 1, skip 2 in the end piece. I know I'm speaking nonsense, but it helps. Now let's QC by looking from the other direction. 1, skip 2, 1, skip 1, 2, skip 1, 1, skip 1, 1, 2 empty. Wow. Why does this piece look different from all the others? Is it a different piece? I think it's a different style piece. I'm not sure what this piece is, but it's something about it looks different. So, if we weren't putting in 8 pieces at once, we probably wouldn't notice the difference. But something about it looked different. Okay, now they look the same. Okay. Oh my goodness, I forgot to advance. This was 70. I again forgot to advance the counter. All right, let's advance it to 71 before we do anything. Okay, 71 is 2 pieces. So that brings us to 350. It's a 4-hole piece. Is that 4 holes? Is that 4 or 5? That's 5, right? Oh, but we're looking for a 5-hole piece. So that's fine. And then the other piece has, it's black and it has 7 side holes. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's 7. All right. So we pick up the piece that we were working on previously. Pick that up. Hold that the same direction. It was fed in through this side. And then we pick up the 5 and we put it through the 2nd, 4th, and 5th holes. There you go. And then we pick this one up sideways, and the first pin goes in the first hole. So there you go. First 2 side holes are filled. That's 71. Moving on to 72. All right, what do we need to do here? We need 4 pieces. So 354. And those 4 pieces are 3 of our very famous 1/3, 2/3 pieces. And then 1 piece is a red 15. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That's our piece. So we take this 15 and we skip 3, we put in the 4th. We're again putting in from this side. And then we skip 3 more and put in the 4th. Okay, now I'm not going to count the skips. I'm just going to put in the 2nd to last hole. That's what they want. Now let's QC our work here. Counting from the other direction. 1, fill, skip 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fill. Skip 3, fill, 3 remaining. So this piece looks good. Now what are we going to do with this piece? We got to add it to that existing structure. So we pick up this piece. We hold this piece with the 3 empty at the bottom. And the second pin is going to go through the last hole. And then everything else should just like line up. You know? There we go. Push those pins back in. Some of them kind of came out a little bit. All right, so there it is. Study the picture for a second. Let's see if that looks right. I think it looks right. All right, so moving on to 73. 2, 4, 6. Wait, hold on a second. 2, 4, 6, 7, 9 pieces. 9 pieces. 2 golden doorknobs. 2 of those gray pieces that are like 50-50s, but one side is a plus sign. 2 of those. Then 1 of the beige 50-50s. There it is. Beige 50-50. 1 of the black 50-50s. Now, the next piece is a little weird. It's got plus signs on both sides. And it's got like a circle in the middle. Just to. So, it's got the plus sign on both sides. And the circle in the middle. Circle in the middle. Plus sign on both sides. And then we need 2 of, is it this piece that we need 2 of? It has a plus sign and a cylinder. We've got 2 of them. Let's assume for the moment that that's the correct piece. I'm not really sure. Sometimes they make these pieces look similar to other pieces. Like, is this piece different? That's the same. All right, that's probably the piece. In fact, they've got like 10 of these pieces. Sorry, I picked up the wrong one. Anyway, they've got a bunch of those pieces, so that's probably right. All right. Now, what do we have to do with all this stuff? Okay. So, we're going to stick like 4 pieces in the side, 1 in the top, and then we're going to build this little structure. You can see in the lower right there, that's going to attach. All right, so let's build that little structure first. So if we take one of these pieces, the sort of magnifying glass looking piece. All right, and then we stick in there this piece with the circle in the middle of 2 plus signs. And then we put the other magnifying glass piece on the other side. And then so now there's like 3 holes. Right now, I've got them all facing the same way. That's incorrect. Just studying the picture, the end hole should face the same way. The middle hole should face opposite. So when you look at it like this, you see through 2 of the holes, and then you spin it, and you see through 1 of the holes. So there you go. Now, at the end of that, I'm pretty sure it's a gray piece. And we put the cylinder in, and we leave the plus sign sticking up top. Now, let's add that to this. There's a pin here. The pin goes through the middle. like nothing else it could possibly do. So we added that on. Now, the second one looked just like this one. The gray piece with the plus sign on top, that's going to go not in this circle, but the one next to it. All right. Now, we need to put in the next piece that goes in. Okay. If you look at this from the side, the first hole is taken. Then if you skip one hole, then the next hole gets this black 50-50 piece. Then the next hole is taken, and the hole after that gets a golden doorknob. The next, like 4 holes are taken. Then the first one that's open gets the other golden doorknob. These golden doorknobs usually get rubber bands looped around them. If that tells you anything, let's see. There's one hole open on this like black layer, and that's going to get this beige piece. So put that in there. And that's it for 73. Let's move on to 74. All right, 74 has a lot of pieces. 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11 pieces. So we're going to go from 354 to 365. Isn't that like the number of days in a year? So from 354 to 365 with 11 pieces. And those 11 pieces are 4 of the black 50-50s. 2, 3. Are we running out of those pieces? It seems like it. 4. Next, this is a weird piece. I'm not even sure if I've picked up the right piece. There's like a dark gray yo-yo looking piece. I'm not sure if this is what they're looking for or not. Does that look like what they're looking for? I'm going to say that that's it. You know, that's the piece. Next, they want 2 of these like cylinders with the notch in them. By the way, they come in both gray and black. And this book is not usually very good with getting the colors right. It shows black in the instructions, and we do have 2 black pieces, so I guess we'll pick that, but we could be wrong. Now they want a red piece, and they're showing a 1-to-1. So we have to kind of open the book here just to measure the 1-by-1. Because the digital, that's not going to work. We need to use the paper for this. All right, so is this the right size? Yes, that's the right size. And then the last piece, we've seen this piece before. It's kind of like a bar with 2 circles. The circles aren't quite closed. They have like the side cylinder, and then they have a back sort of closure, but the front is open. Looks like that on both sides. All right. Is that 11 pieces we said, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's only 9 pieces. Okay. There's a piece we didn't collect yet. It's this piece. It has a plus sign on one direction and a cylinder on the other direction. So 2 of those pieces. All right, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 4, 11. So here's our 11 pieces. Now, what are we supposed to do with all that crap? It looks like we need to build some stuff, and then after we build that stuff, we need to attach it to the existing structure. All right, so let's start building. So here's the first thing. We pick up a cylinder. No, yeah, the cylinder with a notch and a 50-50. So put that in there. And then this piece goes on top. How's that going to work? Oh, like this. Okay. So there's the plus sign. Goes into the cylinder. And now another 50-50 on bottom. And then the red piece is going to go, I think, to the back of this. Like, don't protrude out, but just reach the back. I think that's what they want there. I don't know. I feel like we fixed the color on camera 2, and it's like, I don't know, it's like now it has other problems. It's like, I don't know. You never know what you're going to get from these cameras. Like, day to day, it changes. Like, today, camera 1 looks good. I think I'm just going to, every day, just go with whatever camera looks good. Like, whatever camera looks good that day, that's the camera I'm going to play to. All right, the second thing they want to construct, I imagine this is like a mirror image. And then they probably need to connect in the middle. But anyway, let's just build it separately for now. So we pick up the cylinder. Oh, that's not the cylinder. We pick up the cylinder. And we put 50-50 on each side. Put that piece, that sort of, that cylinder piece with the plus sign on the side. That goes on top, right? We still didn't use that like wrench piece. Sorry, that like wrench piece and that tire piece. We didn't use them yet. All right, so let's take a look at the instructions. So it looks like those two things we built are going to connect at the back. And then the wrench and the tire, you know, that's not really a tire. That's more like a yo-yo, especially when you consider there's probably going to be a rubber band that loops around it. It really is going to function a bit like a yo-yo. Anyway, let's build this thing. So if we pick this up like this, with those gray pieces here, and we're going to build these pieces that we built, they're going to go through this back loop here. All right, so put that through, and then this one should go on the other end. There we go. Probably going to connect to something, you know. As of now, I don't really know, but probably it's going to connect to something, and then it's going to be more, you know, it's going to fit better. So here's something interesting. These two doorknob pieces, they're actually not looping rubber bands around. They're more like ball and socket. You know, like a hitch on the back of a truck, like a ball hitch. That's kind of what this is going to function like. So we're probably going to hear a little snap when this piece goes in. Yeah, I was hoping for more. Maybe my fingers are dampening the sound, but there was a little noise. All right, and then this pin that's left here, the beige one is unused, and the one on the lower level is unused, but this black one here, that's going to get the yo-yo. All right. So, was that? That was 74. Okay, so we're moving on to 75. All right. 75. I think we're starting something new here, right? But why is it showing us the logo for flip the other side? I think that's for when we connect. So we're going to build something, then we're going to connect something. And when we connect it, they want us to flip the piece over, but we're just going to look at the picture and match the picture. All right, so the two pieces we had for 75 are, we've seen these pieces before. It's the 5-hole piece and the piece with 7 side holes. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 7 side holes. And the 5-hole piece, Okay, here's the 5-hole piece. And we're going to connect these to this structure. So if we hold it like this, so that this thing is at the back and the yo-yo's on this side, then we're going to take the 5-hole piece, and this pin, the pins are going to go in 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. Okay. And then this, it's kind of, here's an easy way to see what's going on here. They match up. They just match up perfectly with the other side. It's like a mirror image. And it's going to be the same thing with this 7 side hole piece. It's just going to match up. It's going to be a mirror of the other side. You can use the other side as a guide. So you would guess that we're now going to do all these other pieces again. You know, it's probably going to continue to be a mirror image. I would guess. Let's see. So moving on to 76. Yes, we are collecting the same pieces. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So last time we collected 11 pieces. I don't know. Maybe it was 9. Maybe I'm thinking of a different section. Let me count again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 pieces. All right. So those 9 pieces are 2 golden doorknobs. Am I up to the last one? I don't even see anyone. Okay, here's a second one. There's going to be a beige 50-50 in a second. 2 of these look like gray 50-50s, but they got plus signs on one side. 2 of those. That's 5 pieces. A black 50-50 for 6. 2 of these, you know, pieces with the cylinder and the plus sign. And then 1 of, you remember this piece. It has a cylinder in the middle and plus signs on either side. You remember this piece. Cylinder and a plus sign. Sorry, it's kind of tough to move in the close-up camera. It's like every movement is so like dramatic. Okay. 76. They want us to build something first. And the thing we need to build... Oh, we built this last time. It's, you take this, what do they call this? A TIE fighter in Star Wars? Kind of looks like the Darth Vader TIE fighter. I don't know if you had the toy when you were a kid. It had like a base that looked like this, and you could put Darth Vader in this section, and then these wings. Regular TIE fighters had the flat panel here, but Vader's was like 3 panels with a curve. And when you held the toy back here, there was like a button, and you squeezed it and it would pop off both wings. So you could play like it got damaged in battle. Anyway, that was an old 1970s Star Wars toy. Maybe 1980s. I don't know when the toy came out. Probably late 70s. It took a while. The toys weren't like ready to go when the movie ended. It was like 6 months later. And that's just, you know, simple figures. Then the complex toys were like a year or 2 later. Kenner, right? Did anyone ever hear of Kenner before they made the Star Wars toys? Made their name there. All right, anyway. So these curves, the circles, they're going to go like facing different directions. All right, so 1 on each end. The ends face the same direction. The middle, the other direction. And then we stick at one end, one of these, and now it's ready to be added to the construction. So I think you just mirror the other side there. So just stick that on there. A mirror, perfect mirror of the other side. And it's going to be the same with all of these pieces. So like, for example, there's a gray piece here, and we're going to drop the other gray piece there. At this third circle on this side is a black cylinder, 50-50. We're going to do the same here. This piece is filled in. There's two non-filled in. They're going to get golden doorknobs. Again, mirroring the other side. I almost could move on to the next instruction without even looking at it, because it just simply must mirror what we did on the other side with the wrench and the... Those are the two pieces. Remember I was saying 9, but it should have been 11. It's like the yo-yo and the monkey wrench. Like, for some reason, they didn't give us those two. Maybe they won't. Maybe we're not going to see those again. Or maybe they're in the next instruction. We'll find out. And when we move on to 77. Yeah, there they are. So I don't know why they gave us 9 pieces. The previous time they gave us 11. But anyway, so on 77, there's 3 pieces. Did I add the 9 for the previous piece? I didn't. So I'm going to add 10. Because the 9 that I didn't add a minute ago, and then the 3 here. So we're up to 377 pieces. By the way, so instruction 77 is up to 377. We actually saw that previously with these instructions, the numbers lining up. I don't know if it's like a sign that I've got the numbers counted accurately, or if it's just coincidence. So that yo-yo piece, I don't know if there's like another one here that's like much bigger. So I've got the little one, but there's also a much bigger one, but I think they're looking for the little one. All right, and then the monkey wrench, ball and socket, whatever you want to call it. And now a piece, I don't know if we've seen this piece before. I don't see it right now, honestly. I think this is it. So, what is this piece? It's it's something. It's like, it's got a circle at one end, and it's got 2 posts, hollow posts. Really, these look like half of 50-50s. It's like a 50-50 splitter, this piece. It's got like 2 50-50 halves, and then it's got a receiver at this end. It's like what gate is that in digital electronics? Anyway, you see what it is. It's like a cable splitter. Anyway, there you go. It's like a duplicator, but it probably has the simplest name, but I can't think of what it's called. All right, anyway. We're just going to put those pieces right on. So, you might have noticed before that there was some mobility in these pieces, like they kind of spin a little bit. Well, they're not going to spin anymore, because that's where the splitter goes. So in this case, it's more like acting like a tie down or something like that. But let's see. Maybe it's still going to have some, splitting capabilities. All right, so there we go. They don't move anymore. These ones still move, but these ones don't move. And then for the yo-yo piece, it's obviously just going to match the other side. So yo-yo piece on each side. And same thing, these 2 balls go in these 2 sockets. So I guess if we're saying this is a wrench piece, I guess it's a socket wrench. It's not a socket wrench, but I'm saying it's a ball and socket, and I'm saying this piece looks like a wrench. But it doesn't look like a socket wrench. But anyway, I guess if we're using it in a ball and socket and we're calling it a wrench, then at least for this moment, it's a socket wrench, even though it absolutely is not a socket wrench. All right. That was a nonsense tangent, but you got the point. Probably. All right, 78. We're not doing anything. We're not putting any pieces on 78. All we're doing in 78 is we're attaching this thing that we built tonight to this thing that was already built. And my instincts tell me to drop it into these two pins here. But I'm not sure in the instructions. I can't really tell. Let's take a closer look there. Yeah, that's where they're going. That's absolutely where these things are going. So these two holes back here, that's where this piece is going. So let's make that happen. All right. Drop them in there. Wow, they're so like high. Is it supposed to be like that? It sits really high. Just to show you. Maybe this camera shows you better. It sits really high. And also, it's just like kind of, you know? Like there's nothing holding it together at this point. Someone posted a comment on one of my videos. Apologies for not remembering who posted it. But they were like, you should read ahead on the instructions before you build it. It helps a lot. And I'm definitely feeling like that right now. So if we look at 79 and 80, they don't tell us anything. But maybe if we go a little further. Okay, what does this tell us? That we are going to attach the front much later. So at some point we are going to attach the front the same way the back is attached. But it's not much later. It's like 7 instructions away. What do you think? Should we try to do that tonight? I just feel like if we try to do any more tonight, we're going to end up finishing this thing tonight. Yeah, we're really close. We could finish it tonight or we could finish it tomorrow. I feel if I finish it tonight, we're going to go late. So let me do this. Let me try to start early tomorrow. Like if my work finishes early, I'm going to start at 10:30 tomorrow. Maybe I won't, but I'm hoping to start at 10:30 tomorrow, and it'll be the last day that we work on this heat bayonet puzzle. So, I'm John Rapp. This is Just Rest Your Eyes. I'll see you tomorrow.